Let's get it. Okay.
Live?
We live.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And then, my boy.
My lips are wet as hell. I don't know why. Okay. Yo,
Talk to me.
let's get it. Welcome to the Perfect Show. Got my man Blake here.
I'm glad to see you doing this, man. I
Preach.
remember we talked about it, and you brought it to life that fast.
Preach, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
The power of the mind.
Yeah,
The power of speech.
for sure.
You know? Which, and it's wild because you came by the warehouse I think it was last Wednesday.
Yeah.
We started having a good talk. And I was like, man, we should have more talks like this. And y'all were
facts.
like on camera. I'm like,
Yeah. I mean, it's always more organic, though, off camera. 'Cause it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's not set up. It's just kind of like you just flow straight into it.
True.
In a sense, but that's not to say that it won't happen here, though.
True. Yeah, because I think we'll get into a flow. And I
No,
got a
100%.
seltzer with me.
100%.
I also got Aki too.
Hey,
Alkaline,
that?
black owned.
have you seen that Death?
So,
to me?
if you don't mind,
Mm-hmm.
your son Braylon,
Yeah,
you said he's nonverbal,
nonverbal.
has autism.
Never said a word.
So, do you remember like what it felt like? Like, where was your mind when you first learned that, like, that was his condition, like, state of being?
I felt it was hard to say because, you know what I'm saying, he was 2. So I don't want to say denial, you know what I'm saying, in denial, because that definitely wasn't the case. Like, if these people are telling me this is the case and this is their profession, I'm not necessarily questioning them, you know. So, but then at the same time, bro, I'm a father. Like, what does that mean? Regardless, autism or not, I'm still his dad. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm not thinking about what autism means. Like, I didn't even hear them say anything about verbal or nonverbal because, again, he's 2. You know, some kids don't talk till they're 8, 9, 10. You know what I'm saying? I think Albert Einstein didn't talk till he was like up there in age. But as a father, I wasn't necessarily thinking like, woe is me or anything. It was just like, okay, you know what I'm saying? You telling me this is a situation I'm going to have to deal with. It's just a title. Because, like, I can't tell you what autism is. No one can. But people have autism. I think I have some type of autism. I think you probably have some type of autism. We all have some type of autism. We just, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody has something about them that's their tick, that's their thing.
Right.
But we're not all labeled as autistic. But in a sense, everybody can be on some type of spectrum, if there is a spectrum.
Do you believe autism is on the spectrum?
I guess. You know what I'm saying? I don't, like, for me, I've seen them say this person has autism, but this person can, like, look at something once and draw it completely in its entirety. I've seen people say this person has autism, but this person can, like, shout out any answer to any math question you bring up to them. I've seen them say this person has autism, but they can code. They can do all types of things. So it's like, what exactly is it? Is it a superpower or is it a deficiency?
Wow.
You feel me?
I've never.
Autism, listen, they
Wow.
get really good at what they want to get good at. Like, my son's cool. He don't know he's cool. He don't know what that is. You know what I'm saying? He don't know that you think his shoes look cool. He's just wearing his shoes. He don't care. You know what I'm saying? He could care less. He don't care that his hair is long. He don't know what that means. You know?
Damn.
He has to sneeze, he sneezes. He has to pass gas, he passes gas. He don't care. He wants to laugh out loud. He's going to do that. He don't care where he's at, what he's doing. He wants to laugh from his stomach. He's going to do that. You know? Is it really a disability?
Damn, that almost, yo, the way
Feel
you
me?
just, yeah, like,
Like, he's been like this for 11 years, bro. And like my 7-year-old son, I see him go through things. Like we was at the pool today, and I'm having to teach him how to deal with like other little kids and their energy. So it's like, all right, this little kid might splash you with water and you might not be in the mood, but it's a way that you communicate that. You don't fight back with more water because that might be what they want to do. But my oldest, he'll just, you splash him with water, he'll just get out and come get his towel and go get back in and smile and not realize that you're trying to annoy him. He don't know what that is. But don't get too close because he'll respond the only way he knows how. You know? Like for me, when watching my son is like, that's really what being a human being is. Like, if we didn't use words, I feel like he would be way more advanced than we already are.
really?
I think so. Just because it's like we've been brought up with communication. Imagine if we weren't able to do this. Like, it's just eye contact. No, nothing else. Like, you can't use words. We can't sit down and say, hey, let's have a conversation. We're just going to be sitting here looking at each other. That's just every day. Like, why do I have to do this?
You're taking my mind to a place, man.
I have to deal with it every day, bro. It's my son. And then you could ask God, like, why me? Then why not?
You have taken my mind to a place where I'm like, it was when you started describing like, if he sneezes, he sneezes. You know, if he wants to get out the pool, he gets out the pool. If he needs to pass gas, just pass gas. But if he wants to wear cool shoes, but he doesn't know, he's just wearing his shoes.
Right.
And that's like
we're taught those things.
Yeah, and it's wild because we're taught those things, and then, like, I know myself, I'm a big advocate for yoga. You know, we've talked about yoga plenty of times, and it's funny because it's like I'll sit here and I'll go to this class at 6:30 every Monday at the Battery plug. Yeah, you know, I'll get all these tattoos symbolizing these things of peace. I'll put on binaural beats for healing. You know what I'm saying? I'll do all this breathing to help my chakras just to get to this place of like how you describe your son. And that's how he is naturally. It's my brain is like perplexed to think that like
it's a choice, bro. It's a choice with us. For us. It's because we've been wired. They're not able to access him the way that they want to. You know what I'm saying? Not even a sign language. Like, they can't even get him to do that. It's just like, y'all won't break me. You know what I'm saying? And I can't say whether or not that's a good thing or a bad thing, but that's his thing. It's like, in a sense, that's his one up on you. He could know how to talk still to this day and never just choose not to say a word. And even in that, that's cool. Because that's real restraint. That's real discipline. You know what I'm saying? He could be sitting in a classroom all day knowing how to talk and just not.
Yeah.
He has the one up on people, man.
You ever seen the movie Bird Box? Sandra Bullock came out a few years ago. It was like it was when Netflix first started like for real making movies.
I know of it. I just didn't watch it.
To give it like a quick breakdown, basically
they're blindfolded, right?
Yeah, because if you like saw this, I forgot what it was, but basically like if your eyes came into contact with this thing, like you lost it and you you'd kill yourself. But the only people who weren't affected or the people who didn't see, and the people that they deemed like it was like people from like a mental institution, like quote unquote crazy people.
Right.
That was such a that concept alone right there. I think about this shit probably
Yeah,
once a
bro.
week because it's like, what are you saying here? Because when you just said, is it a superpower? It's like,
Think about it like this. Who's really in jail? The people who are in prison or the people who are outside of prison? Like us. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a mindset thing, you know? Like they're in these small boxes every day. But sometimes they're more at peace than the people who can wake up and go do yoga at 6:30 in the morning. Go have brunch at 12. What? You can have pancakes at 12 o'clock? Yeah. With mimosas? All right, cool. But we out here tripping. Meanwhile, it's guys behind bars and big concrete blocks and they living it up. They hooping. They're playing basketball. They've set up their own basketball court inside of a prison. They're laughing. They're enjoying life. They might not get to go outside, bro. And some people choose not to go outside and can go outside every day. It's just a mindset.
yeah. This feels like a spiritual awakening. Yo,
Maybe.
so moving forward to mindset, we were talking about numbers the other day. And before we even get to the numbers, like, I'm really thinking about this superpower thing and just like the programming. Because when I say programming, I don't want to come off as like basic
We all
basic
have
level
been.
woke. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, but we all have been. We all have been. And it's simple. Just say it's simple. We all have been. But you have a superpower. Everybody does. You have something that you're extremely gifted at. You know that. But how often do you get the chance to just OD in it and like not give a damn about what the next person says because we've been programmed to give a damn about what the next person says? Think about, you might be in your bag, bro, and somebody as simple as your mom be like, and it throw you all the way off because of a program. You been programmed. We just been programmed to care. Braylon don't know that. A lot of people with disabilities don't know. They don't know that. They don't know what you're in about.
That's a superpower.
That's a real superpower. I don't know. The fact that I don't know might seem like I know more than you. You know?
This give me chills. Because, yo, it's wild that we're talking about this. Give me chills because two of my favorite people in history are Nikola Tesla and Einstein. It's funny you brought him up earlier. And if I'm not mistaken, Einstein was diagnosed with autism, if I'm not mistaken.
If that was a thing back then.
Oh, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
where did it come from?
That's true.
Exactly. But go ahead.
And I just think about, like, I think about him often because, you know, I love numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And the biggest thing, this is so crazy. I feel like the biggest thing that holds me back from, like, just, like, expressing, well, that has held me back. Let me be careful. You got to be careful with your words with the universe.
100%.
And up till now, the biggest thing that held me back was, like, thinking, like, about what people are going to think.
I'm in it right now, bro. I'm in it right now.
And it's a real thing. And it's crazy because, like, I hate when, especially like as black men, I hate when we act like we don't have emotions. Like, oh, I don't care, that shit bother me. But I be finding myself trying to convince myself like, oh, I don't care what people think. But I'm like, if I really didn't care what people think, I would be putting out some numbers shit every day. Just being honest.
Yeah.
And it's wild because over the past 2-3 weeks I've just been thinking like about Einstein a lot and just how like he didn't care.
Yeah. Let me jump in real
Oh,
quick.
yeah.
Just ask you a question. Do you think it's that you care too much about what other people think or what you think?
Oh no, he's coming for me.
Because you know what I'm saying? It's like at the end of the day, you're thinking about what other people may think. That we as the people thinking, we're thinking about what other people are thinking, but it's still our thoughts. They may not think that. So who are you actually worried about? And that's what I'm saying. Again, I'm in that.
Damn.
We're all in it. Like we're all doing stuff. We all want to share stuff. We're in the age of sharing information, sharing content. What are you doing? What are you up to? You know what I'm saying? Everybody's in it. Everybody, in a sense, kind of wants to do that. But then, are we thinking about what other people are going to think? Because that's what we think? Or is it something that they've actually said to us? You know? And why would they have said it? How do they know?
Damn. So you think basically, well, let me not assume. I'll ask. So are you saying that basically you feel like when people, I'll use myself for example, when I am quote unquote self-conscious, worried about what people are thinking about me,
That's still you.
it's on.
It's you. It can only be you until you actually move forward to get the results, and by then it's done. So what were you tripping on? You should have enjoyed the moment. You know, and I'm not saying that to you specifically.
Right,
I'm saying us as people.
Yeah.
It's like enjoy the moment. Like you're looking forward. You're looking ahead to like the criticism. You know what I'm saying? I tell people all the time, everything that you see, someone said no to.
Ooh, that's.
You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, I like that.
So it's like you gotta go. You gotta do it. You got to. I don't care how long it takes. Like how uncomfortable you gotta get. If you say you're just gonna do it, do it. Your word all you got, bro. If we didn't have words, we wouldn't have nothing. That's what I just told you. Like imagine if we couldn't talk and everything is action. Everything is action. You feel me? It's heavy, but it's not. It's that less is more vibe.
It makes this
I'm
is
telling
like
you,
trippy. This
used
is
to be it used to be way simpler, bro.
you've got me wondering now because when you keep talking about Braylon and you keep talking about like how the lack of speech, I keep picturing like this prehistoric. I hate, and even the term prehistoric.
It's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
I keep
I
thinking
know
about
what
you
mean.
know what
I
I'm
know what you
saying?
mean. I
Like
know what you mean.
I'm almost picturing like prehistoric figures, but I'm like, but I'm thinking about how you're like how you're breaking this down, and now I'm thinking about the ancient Egyptians because I'm wondering to myself just like, and not just them specifically, but just all ancient cultures who like used pictures, hieroglyphs, and those kind of things to communicate. It's like, was that for us, quote unquote, or is that for them because they couldn't speak? Because now that we've entered this portion of the convo, can I please instate a theory? Oh,
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, insert. That's Seltzer catching up. Dog. So light travels faster than sound.
Okay.
You know, if somebody closes a car door, I remember seeing this in a commercial, and I was like, damn, that's so true. If somebody closes a car door from like 5,000 feet away, maybe farther, but we can like see it, we'll see the car door close before we hear it.
Facts.
And so I
Facts.
wonder if, on a grand scale, when it comes to Earth, I wonder if there was a time, maybe thousands of years, where sound had not reached Earth yet, and the people living, literally, almost like how you're describing your son Braylon, were like living with light and everything, but there was no sound. And so I wonder if there were like, if that's what prehistoric figures were living through, a time where light had reached Earth before sound had, and all they had was action.
I sound like from the voice or like sound in general?
Just like sound in general. Like,
No, I think their ears work. They had to in order to hunt. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, true.
You can't like your ears not working. No woolly mammoth just be roaming around. That's bad. That's bad. Your ears gotta work.
Well, if they couldn't
But
hear either, though.
I think the interest to like, cause like what are they gonna say? Like they're not out there saying apple or like sunlight. Like what is that? You know what I'm saying? That's what it's I feel like there's a whole nother story that should be told about like this, what we're coming from or like how we got here, you know, as opposed to what they've given us, like the Bible and whatnot, you know.
Right.
Because there was a point where, like you said, people were, you know, like you might think that there was no sound just because they weren't using their voice or any of that. But now, you know what I'm saying, we're listening to books via Audible. You know? So it's like how our ears obviously have always worked, but like maybe we didn't talk as much. You know what I'm saying? Or when we did, we only used words that like they vibrated on a certain frequency. You know what I'm saying? Because like the languages in Africa, they activate chakras. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all vibrations, like the words that we speak. But the English language is different, and it's just a bunch of syllables, and like you don't know what type of vibration you throwing out there. But we talk constantly at one another. But it's just a vibration. You and I can say the same thing to the same person, two different tones, and affect them two different ways.
That reminds me of Genesis 1 in the Bible. Just on some allegorical. First one today.
It's all good.
On some allegorical stuff. I just always think about how, like, the concept of God creating the earth. Why did God speak everything before it was created? I just always look at that and
I think
I'm
it's
like,
bogus.
I think
I'm
like,
saying I think it's
oh,
bogus.
well, see, I don't think the Bible's like a tale of history. I think it's like I think it's basically like tortoise and the hare. Like, I think God is like a depiction of us, a conceptual depiction.
Yeah, no, 100%. I totally get that, but it's like we're already talking about like the names of animals in the first chapter.
Yeah, I feel you.
What?
Yeah, see, yeah, and see, I'm glad you brought that up
You know what
because
I'm saying?
yeah,
It's
because
as simple as that.
yeah,
Like why? Like, huh?
see, I don't think that's why I think that first chapter is about the concept of speaking things into existence. That's where I'm at now with it. I literally think the whole first chapter of the Bible isn't even about earth or anything. I think it's about, like, put yourself in God's shoes. You're God. What you speak comes to fruition. That's what I think it's about. It's like, yeah.
I mean, yeah, but what type of books were out there before this?
Oh, right. Yeah. And see, to me, like,
Think about how libraries used to look, bro. Think about that. Think about the philosophers that didn't know they were philosophers, but they had wrote books just sharing information about experiences they've had on this playing field that we're the same playing field we're on. You know what I'm saying? Cause who's the oldest person on Earth right now? What would you say?
Maybe like 120.
How far back is that?
About 1900. Well, 1902.
That's nothing.
Damn.
Who's telling the story? You know what I'm saying? And what do they want to share? You know? Cause that's what when I came in here last week, you know, I was just kind of what's like when I saw that breakdown of the circle and the 9 and you know what I'm saying, like the angles, like it tripped me out. I was like, man, it couldn't have been that complicated.
Wait.
Like when we were talking about the 9, you know what I'm saying, and like how numbers it only goes 1 through 9. There are no other numbers that pass that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like when do we head off on this different path? And can we get back to the path that we were once on?
You know me, I'm an optimist. I think so, man.
I mean, yeah, I think so. But I definitely think you're going to have to deal with those that don't want, because that information I feel like is heavy.
Yeah.
It's powerful. It can lead to like huge results.
Yeah. Yeah. Tree of life.
Yeah.
So since we're on numbers, I'm ready. What do you, if you had to describe to someone, to an alien, what you truly deep down in your heart think numbers are, how would you describe numbers?
A system for progression, because numbers are in everything. Everything has numbers in it or involved, you know. I don't care what you point to, it has numbers involved.
Yeah.
It's that simple. That's it. You can make it what you want, but numbers is going to be in everything. That's all I would say.
You have a favorite number?
I think so.
What is it?
I want to say 3, but I love 9. I love 9.
Well, three squared.
Yeah, but it's always been 3. I've always liked 3 since AI, but I think 3 for me is like that's the number that screams creativity to me. At least that's what I've understood it as. But 9 is such a mighty number to me. It's mighty. It is, but it isn't at the same time. Like, that shit is cool to me.
What do you mean it isn't?
It's everywhere, but it's not everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like 9. Like, I really like 9. But 3, I gotta be honest, 3 has always been, like, I've just started to learn more about the power of 9. But like, I've always rocked with 3 as a favorite number.
Oh, if 9's really, I mean,
no, 100%.
Yeah, you know,
100%.
3 squared is,
Yeah, for sure. But I can't front like I grew up just like, oh, 9 is such a cool number. And
I feel
wasn't
you.
thinking about 9. You know what I'm saying? But as I continued to progress, I was like, yeah. And like, cause I got into numerology through Reiki. You know what I'm saying? We were talking about Reiki earlier.
Yeah, right. Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? But like, I was just on a spiritual kick, man. Like, I don't want to say rebelling against Christianity. Like, I had been just kind of like wrote it off as just kind of like dangerous to like keep diving into. So I had started studying Orishas, you know what I'm saying? And like these deities, they're attached to numbers. But that's when I realized like numerology is literally 1 through 9. But then those 1 through 9, they all have different deities attached to them.
Really?
Yeah. So like I was doing research, trying to learn like, all right, if I'm going to set up an altar, I need to know what needs to go on an altar. So you learn about, you know what I'm saying, ancestor money and like how numbers work in regards to it. Like I said, numbers is in everything. So through doing that, I learned, you know what I'm saying, like life path number and all of these different things, like your gift number, soul urge number. And it's just like, whether these things are real or not, it's information that you can dive into. And through doing that, I ended up getting introduced to numerology. And like, that's what it just started tripping me out. Because then it was like synchronicities everywhere I turned. So it was like, all right, the fact that I'm thinking I want to call Brandon, and then I look up and I see a license plate that's is just 4 9s. Like, man, let me hit Brandon up. You know what I'm saying? No questions asked.
Okay.
You know, that's
Yeah.
how I move now.
So I'm glad you brought this up because it's funny. A chick hit me up today on Instagram because lately on my post now, anything I'm putting an angel number at the front. I don't care. Let's awaken the conscious.
Yeah.
And she asked me, she was like, "Hey, I've been seeing 9/11 lately, but I've been seeing 11 especially. What does that mean?" And whenever people ask me like, "What do I think a number means?" I kind of cringe because I'm like, well, not cringe, but to me, it's like numbers. Whenever you see a specific number or you keep seeing the same number or angel numbers, I feel like it's personal to that person. You know what I'm saying? Because like you were saying, you may see 4 9s and you just see that maybe as a synchronicity. You may not even see it as the 9 specifically, but the fact that you saw consecutive numbers, you know what I'm saying? You can be like, okay, I know I need to call Brandon. And so I try to like, I'm glad to hear that because it's like, I understand the other side though. I understand like, just like when you first start seeing numbers, you want to go to Google like, well, damn, what does 222 mean? And or like just asking people, well, what does this number mean? And I think it's helpful on the starter tip, but then I think like once you hit that next level of like, damn, I'm starting to trust this. I feel like you got to get to where you're at where it's like, all right, what does this mean to me? You know what I'm saying? Because you might keep seeing
it can
222.
overwhelm you. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
It can definitely overwhelm you though, for sure.
Yeah. Cause
Sure.
you can start it can
Cause it's just you, bro. It's you in your head. So like you said, like that was a very good point. Those numbers that you're seeing, they're special to you because you are dealing with you right now. You know what you're thinking about. And the only way that the universe can scream at you right now is through showing you this phone number that just flashed on the screen. It's all 2s. Like, yeah, you should pay that bill or whatever it is you're thinking about. Yes.
Yeah.
This is me saying, yes, get in sync with life.
Yeah.
Go for it. Action leads to results.
Yes. Cause I'm like, this like you said, it's about you. It's like this is you that's seeing these. And so I think it's just like, I'm like, this has to be the conscious. This has to be the conscious mind, like you were saying, like picking up on the universe, because it's the only way right now. Maybe the universe can talk to you. The only way that God can talk to you right now is through numbers. And I feel like it's a conscious. It's our conscious picking up on another conscious life. Because I swear, now I was just talking to somebody about this yesterday. I think numbers are like conscious, alive.
No, they are. I
Like,
think so.
Gotta be, because like they make up everything in this physical world. You can't go. even if we talk about the orbits of planets, you can break it down to degrees, you can break it down to time, and all that is measurements, numerical values. And I'm just like, how can you have such a system, as you described it, of numbers of these beings that never end?
And
That's
it was already in place.
yeah, like
It was already in place.
three squared was 9 before you were born, before I was
And
born,
it's
before
gonna
Julius Caesar was
continue to
born.
be.
That sounds like life.
That's what I'm saying, man. My bad. That's what I'm saying, though, bro. That's exactly what I'm saying.
It's
Like,
eerie.
that's exactly what I'm saying. But for me, I found myself at one point just overthinking it. You know what I'm saying? Because then I found myself, like, because I like to drive and pray. I like to pray when I drive. You know what I'm saying? So doing that, of course, I look at license plates as I'm driving, and like you constantly see it. But after a while, you realize, you know what I'm saying, 1 through 9, you're gonna constantly see certain things that just are repetitive. So it's not necessarily that it's the universe communicating with you. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, like, you've asked for what you needed to ask for. You don't have to keep asking. You don't have to keep beating the universe with the same conversation. Relax. What have you done to get the results that you've asked for? You know what I'm saying? We just had the conversation. Like, get to work. So for me, I had those moments where I was just waiting for sign after sign after sign after sign just to feel good.
Yes.
And it was like starting to resent numbers because it's like, I don't know what you mean. And it's like, what else do I need to mean? You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes. I know. Yo, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
It can turn into numerology and numbers, and that realm can turn into a religion in itself. And then
And it's a you thing too.
yeah, because same shit, like right around 2016, 17
Mm-hmm.
is when I remember my friend Lamar, he told me about like angel numbers, seeing the same number. So I remember the first one I saw was 777, like in Charlotte, and I was like, oh
Yeah.
shit, it's calling me, but then after about 4 or 5 months, I would find myself like you were saying, driving, I'll see a license plate, I'm like, fuck. Like, damn, should I drive Uber tonight? You know what I'm saying? And I got to this place where I ended up crippling myself, hating, damn near would, like, I didn't hate, never hated numbers, but
No,
like,
you don't hate them.
yeah, but
They never go away.
yeah, I was starting to be like, I don't want to see no more 333 and shit.
But you can't not.
Yeah,
you can't not.
it's almost like numbers are like at the very
In
fabric of this
everything,
physical
bro.
world.
You can literally be watching something on TV and the ambulance truck will just pull up 7 8s. And it's like, what? What did I even do to ask for that? The address on the side of a building for a show is, you know what I'm saying, 7676. And it's like, why?
Yeah, and you've been seeing that
Why?
number. Yeah. It's I firmly believe, man, it's two consciousness, two awake living consciousness speaking to each other. I swear, because numbers don't end. Since we started this convo, new numbers have been born.
Yeah.
It's
beautiful, bro. But I just feel like, that's what I'm saying. So I feel like we can taint it if we try hard enough. But like, numbers is going to continue to always do what it's going to do.
it's like God, man.
No, 100%. I think so.
I think it.
That's the closest thing to God.
Yes, how people call numbers a language of God. It's like they exist in their own plane. They
But
don't
would you say that we could too?
exist in their own plane.
Yeah, because you'll never be what you once were. You're constantly evolving. Like, you can't go back and be what you were yesterday. You've evolved. You are like a number.
Damn.
No, dead ass. Dead ass. Every second that changes, you're changing. You're progressing. We're progressing.
I had a thought like that last week. I was walking around the side of the warehouse and I was like, yo, this is the oldest I've ever been. And then the next second I was like,
Yeah.
I'm no.
Yes, bro. Yes. That's exactly what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
So do you think it's almost like in our subconscious nature? Like it's weird. Like how you were saying, like, you've loved the number 3 because of Allen Iverson. So I start to think to myself,
That
all
was
right.
solely it, though.
But I think to myself, why do sports use numbers to identify? Why not letters? You know what I'm saying? And then I start to wonder, well, why
That's
do
a
we,
heavy question, though.
you know,
But there's a reason. There's a reason.
is it subconscious? Is it just our innate
I
nature?
think it's more than subconscious, but it's some things that we probably will never know. You know, because it's personal. Why did Allen Iverson choose 3?
No, I'm
Why
saying
did Ray Allen choose 34?
why do sports even use numbers?
I don't know.
Why do license plates use numbers? Like
That, but that's what we're saying. Numbers is in everything. In everything. You can't go around it. You can't go around it. You have to. What, 2 players on the court with the same last name? You know what I'm saying? Something as simple as that. 2 Jacksons on the same team. How do you identify who had the foul? Or how do you identify who's kicked out of the game? Number 37 Jackson or number 27 Jackson? You know?
mm.
You all right, man. You all right.
This is
I know, bro. I know. And it's like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, this is the type of conversations I want to have in the barbershop.
yeah.
You feel me?
I'm a
Go ahead.
I'm gonna just stop the recording and then like start it right back so
No,
that the
for
file's
sure.
smaller. I'm learning shit, little IT shit. Okay, can you hit
This one.
on 3, 2, 1?